So my childhood was quite hard. When I was 5 years old, I fell in a bath of boiling hot water and I burnt the whole upper right-hand side of my body. So it goes all up my arm, across my chest, down onto my stomach. I had a jumper on at the time and I had little holes in it. When I fell into the water was so hot that it melted my skin, and my skin melted over my jumper, so my jumper was on the inside of my body. At that point, out of panic, when my mum came running up the stairs, she ripped my jumper off. But when she ripped my jumper off, she ripped all my skin off at the same time. I was in hospital for a long period of time, having various skin grafts from removing the skin from my legs onto the upper right-hand side of my body. And when I came out of the hospital, when I started school, the young people couldn't understand why I looked different. They couldn't understand why I looked the way I did, why my skin was all funky and weird. And at that point, they started to call me names. They started to bully me. Basically said to myself, you know what? I'm no longer going to allow people to call me names. I'm no longer going to allow people to bully me. I was fighting to school, in school, from school. I remember there was a time where I completely blacked out and I just smashed up the whole classroom. There was also another time where I blacked out and I punched out the whole row of windows in my school. Just put my hand through all of them, walked down the corridor and I punched through all the windows in my school. So we got to a point where I started to build a reputation for myself. I ended up having an episode where I blacked out and I ended up picking up a chair and I whacked my teacher with the chair and ended up breaking the teacher's leg. This resulted in me being kicked out of the school. I was also banned from going to the area as well. I remember being sat in the room with the police, my mum, the teachers, and my mum was saying to them how much she couldn't control me and how much I was growing out of control. The relationship with my mum wasn't good. I remember she took me to social services, she took me to the office there, and she presented me to this lady, and my mum said to her, I need help with him. Either you take him or I'm gonna leave him here. She picked up the bag and she left the building and she left me in there. But again, all that stuff was fueling my anger, you know? It was fueling the person that I was turning into, which kicked me out again when I was 13. I was sleeping rough on the street, sleeping on the canal, sleeping